Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you. I'm trying to make this weekend the weekend that I finish up the yard perimeter and can release the hounds as well as my daughter in the yard with not really carefree, but a lot safer, controlled zone. That's going to be later. This morning, I'm working on irrigation design. This barrel's working okay. Sometimes it's not the best and I run out of water and my apricot tree hurts because of it. What I'm going to do is sit down and figure out how the heck can I effectively design an irrigation system that keeps up with the changes in plants and the changes in seasons in the front of the house. So, here we go. So behind this barrier here is the end of our water line, alright? What we need to do is bring water to the front of the cabin, the porch area. And I guess you'd call the walkway approach, or where you park out on your driveway and then you walk up to your front porch. I'm going to have plants all over there, so I need water on tap over here. What I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut off this elbow, and I messed up because I need to get a T now that's 3/4, 3/4, half up here, and I got a 3/4, 3/4, 3/4. So I need to hit back lows again to get the correct PEX T. It's going to go forward and end about right here. I'm then going to T again, go over to the end of the porch. At this T here, I'm going to come forward a little bit and I'm going to have a spigot where I can have water on tap. On this side, towards us, of this rail here. Because in the future, there's going to be a gate that spans from this 4x6 post over here to this corner post of the yard. And so I need one tap facing this direction for all of the plants inside the yard. I then am going over this direction and going to have a spigot coming out right here in the corner. Then I can decide, well, I obviously have plants here in a row, so I need to run this way. And then I have some plants on the second level, so I need to tee off and go a vertical, maybe come over with a big strip, and then just have the little quarter-inch tubings come down to drip to the plants. And I think that's what's going to be for the basis of it. Towards the other end of the cabin now that I'm thinking about it, if B is going to have a porch right where we're standing in the future, I bet she's going to have plants and stuff there. So I'm going to go ahead and think ahead and install another T right here, put a cap on it. So in the future, I just have a tap for water and can do whatever I want instead of having to tear down, go underneath, cut stuff, blah, blah, blah. So eventually, steps like this that I'm doing now of like moving the truck with the tote over to a rain barrel that has an irrigation line that feeds my apricot tree here in the yard will hopefully be eliminated, right? Because I can just have an irrigation line now like a city folk ran right to the plant with some pressure. So that's really exciting to me. Steps like this totally make me feel like I'm, gonna live a real life again or whatever, not like super roughing it kind of thing. It's exciting to build the infrastructure towards your home, getting ready. It's an amazing feeling. Okay, so I know I need to go get another T there. That's fine, so I'll get 2 T's. And let's see what else I'm going to be working with. So I also need the 1/2 inch or 5/8 line irrigation drip tubing. It's the big black stuff. It's about 3 times the diameter of that. And I know that I'm going to come off of here, go this direction over. There's going to be a gate there. And then along the perimeter of this fence line, I'm going to run a huge long drip tubing of irrigation, which then I'll be able to tap off right to the tree. I'll probably end up having to extend it out as we get the organic matter introduced to the yard, along with some sort of perennial grass alternative that can withstand drought. I know that I will eventually need to spread to this area with irrigation, but for now, I'm going to at least say I can deal with half of the yard, because it's a big area, and then that'll take care of that. I also need the other half of my drip tubing for my dang pie fields anyways, so I can't steal too much. The yard's a side project, believe it or not. I like to just lay everything out just so you can kind of take an inventory. Everything's going to be where it should be in the future, and then you can just kind of come back and start cutting and putting things where they should be. I'm just going through my component bag here, just seeing what I got. I'm looking for a Y fitting, which I can't find at all. Okay, here's a spigot. I know I'm going to use this right here on the corner. It's going to be coming from the PEX T into the inside of the yard. So that's going to go right there-ish. I have hanging baskets and some of these misters, which are going to be installed from the tube, which now I'm pretty sure I'm going to run here underneath this lip where that shadow is. So these will go here for later. This poly tubing stuff, this tiny stuff's mostly going to be used for the raised locations. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave it here close to where it needs to be as well. I'm missing a Y, but I know I'm going to connect to drip tubing. So this drip tubing adapter is going to go right there. I also like to put in shut-off valves after splits, and I'm going to have at least one of those. So I'm going to have a shut-off valve here as well. We're now at the walkway. That's the front door. I'm going to have a spigot coming off here of the PEX, and so there's going to be a drip tubing adapter there. I then am going to tee up with this here. So it's going to be a short leader. Then it's going to go up this rail with the tube. I'm then going to have an elbow, which redirects it going this direction. Coming off of the T, I just have a single row of plants here. So there's just going to be a single line of 5/8 drip tubing that goes down there. Inside the gate, there's going to be a line coming off here. And the gate's not going to take the whole width of this, so there's probably going to be some plants here somewhere around this. I will then change direction with an elbow and hug the perimeter of the fence going this direction with the 5/8 drip tubing, and then coming off of it for all the plants in a row here. Alright, here's a list of the stuff I am missing. I am missing a 3/4 inch elbow, PEX, that can go to the PEX line behind that skid. I then need to get a 3/4 PEX swivel female that attaches to the PEX line coming this direction. Then I need to get another one of these right here, which is a heavy duty 3/4 spigot. I'm missing the reduction tee from 3/4 to 1/2 inch going up. I'm missing a 3/4 tee PEX to go in line here for the future in the porch area, and also a 3/4 PEX cap so I can install it now and undo the cap later. What we talked about, hang on. Okay, so we've decided then that this line right here, this fence line, is going to be the end of the walkway. Yeah. So this plant and this plant are going. I'm shortening the garden-ish path so we can have the drive continue straight through and enter the nice arc.
Yeah, and then we have like space for like 2 or 3 cars parked here, and still have space for around it.
So the awesome neighbor Larry can show up and not get stuck in the fluff sand. And now we're gonna have to do something though about the bathhouse is basically gonna become an office, really.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something for my office that I've seen some people do. Instead of using a regular door, they do a sliding glass door.
That sounds cool.
Yep.
So would you put that facing the sunset then?
I'd probably put that facing this way.
North?
Because then I can walk out here and go there instead of having to go all the way around.
All the way around, yeah, okay. Cool. Alrighty. That lowers my work of irrigation anyways. 2 less plants to deal with. I was able to find the Y, so it's going to be coming out of here in line with the bottom of this, splitting off, going to the irrigation this way, going over 90ing and hugging the fence perimeter. I'm super stoked too because I found the reduction tee, so I do not have to go back to Lowe's again for that. And I found some clamps that are meant for PEX but will hold the irrigation drip tubing, the 0.7 outside diameter black stuff, so I can nail it into the cabin and have it held above all the hanging plants. Well, last thing I'm going to do before I pass out from heat exhaustion and get inside is test the system. This is most exciting, also the scariest part of it. Everything can go wrong, all the flaws in your system are revealed. Here goes nothing, right? Strawberries. Oh, crap. Okay, I need to go cap that. Take 2. Oh, jeez. Jesus. All right, much better, much more pressure. Wow. Awesome. Okay, the upper row works flawlessly. Now checking over here. Yeah, just dumping the water out. This is way too much pressure. I might have to put, this is unexpected, a PSI limiter on it. Probably get like a 20 PSI limiter or what have you, so it can just dribble out like it's supposed to. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to switch the hose to the other side. Okay, I repeated the first mistake and forgot to clog the end of the giant hose, so now I'm going to go ahead and send some to the end. Reduce the pressure. So I have one here at the corner for a future plant, one here across from the lavender, the yucca, and then I have one here for this black sweet potato vine. And then I'm going to have it stop at the end there at the reel and then go up to that planter. Whew, okay, so now those appear to be working just fine. I didn't expect any problems with that. Now I'm going to see about this up here. So I have it branching off right here next to the elbow. going back behind a couple rocks, and then I wove it in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Comes up to the top here, back behind that little thingy, and comes out in the emitter. It's working just fine. Okay, well, believe it or not, that's the front yard irrigation. For now, as it is, it'll allow us to slowly switch over to the system we've been making. It's super exciting. I just need to figure out a couple more places to hang some plants like this mint and a couple others, but it's easy just to tap and add onto the system. The hardest part's getting all the hookups in place and running the big black hose. After that, you can just kind of mess around with it. That's all I got for right now. The sun is way too high in the sky right now. It's just burning me up. I hope you all have a wonderfully productive Friday. We'll see you soon, all right? Thanks for sticking around. Oh, I installed a fence here.